You know, if you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Decent Show. My voice is going out, and it's Reagan and Ryan, as always. And, Reagan, we just watched some epic sports at a sports bar.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
You and Victor were yelling a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
How bad do you think it got?
People in the bar complimented y'all on making the atmosphere more lively. So, and they were on the other side of the bar, so it was pretty bad. Although I did yell at the top of my lungs when Westbrook dunked.
Yes.
Thought it was amazing.
It was amazing. And 99% of my yelling was all reflex. I had no control of it. I had no idea how loud it was. I was throwing a lot of GDs and F-bombs.
Good stuff.
And the bar had nothing to say about it. So that was very nice of them. I appreciate it because it technically is a family establishment. So
That's true. Yeah, that didn't bother me. I was fine with it.
But
I'm one of the
yeah.
100 people in there, including some Boston fans.
Yeah. And you don't identify as a parent or female, so...
Not today, no.
No.
But I am fluid, so I can go anywhere I want.
Mid-conversation.
I'm as fluid as this cup of water right here.
Right here, right now.
Boom.
So, yeah, great game. Rockets beat Celtics.
Then watch the Cornhole Championships, the ACL.
On ESPN 3 or 2?
2. It was 2, yeah. Hit the big time.
Big time.
AirPod City. Everyone's got an AirPod in throwing the cornhole
Drives me
championships.
nuts. Because all obscure sports like that, where you can get away with wearing an AirPod, all of these fucks are wearing AirPods. And I can't stand it. Like, do you even love your sport? Like, you don't love your sport enough to do it without the AirPods? Because I'll admit, bowling is generally better with music, but if I had to do it without, I have zero problem doing so. Same with basketball.
And you love music.
I love music. Basketball is better with music.
Yeah.
And I do just fine without it.
I prefer it if we're playing a full court game.
Yeah.
How do you do with music?
Yeah. It's always better, I get that. But I love the game enough that I don't need it.
Especially headphone-wise. I mean, just play something in the wherever, the venue.
Yeah. It makes you a dick. Like, I want you to hear what your competitors have to say. Because it almost takes, like, the whole atmosphere of the game out.
Yeah.
Like, because in bowling, like, whenever I'm bowling a tournament, you're depending on the tournament, but generally on the tournament, you're not allowed to wear AirPods. Which, in college bowling, to me, is a huge factor. Because the other school's parents are normally talking shit about us. And if I have my exactly. And if I have my AirPods, I can't hear that.
Talking shit and animosity are part of sport. Yeah.
Exactly. And me having my AirPods, to me, is an advantage for me because I can't hear that. Therefore, you have less chance of getting in my head. So, like, yeah, to me, it's a big problem. Because there were people, I don't know why, but there were people in the stands watching that cornhole tournament.
Yeah.
But those guys had AirPods in. So they can't hear what their competitor or the fans have to say. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It's not sport.
Yeah, it's boring.
You should not be allowed to compete in any kind of quote-unquote professional or organized sport with fucking headphones in.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
American Cornhole League, ACL.
ACL tear.
Did you go into ACL Fest this year?
Yeah.
Who's the headliner?
Oh, no, it's Bob and Jim. They're in the Cornhole Championship. Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, music.
No, dude, the Cornhole Championship.
Cornhole, bro. Sponsored by Johnsonville
I'm going to pull that on
Sausage.
someone. Like, yeah, we're going to ACL this year. Oh, yeah? Like, who's the headliner? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean?
Kentucky versus Kansas, obviously.
I think Kansas is going all the way.
Yeah.
They've got a great backhand. They really know how to work the board.
It's brought to you by Johnsonville. You're like, the whole festival's sponsored by Johnsonville?
Yeah.
You mean the tournament? What?
What do you mean, dude?
What?
We're trying to get lit at a cornhole championship, not see a bunch of artists perform music.
Ridiculous. So, yeah.
That was great. That was good stuff. We also watched illegally Birds of Prey.
Yes, more specifically, if you don't know what we're talking about, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, The Emancipation of One by Harley Quinn in thy DC movie, or whatever the full title is, just in case you're unclear of what we're talking about. Starring Margot Robbie and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I forget it. Ewan McGregor?
Yeah.
McGregor?
I always get him and Conor McGregor confused.
Yes,
because I feel like one of them, their names are similar, but they're said differently.
And they're both actors.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Yep. I double checked. Yeah,
Yes.
we're good there. Like somewhere like Jordan's just turning over in his sleep. Like, what the fuck? Like someone's fucking it up.
Someone talking about McGregor.
Yeah, no, dude, we watched that movie.
Honestly, based on the IGN video we saw, I think I'm gonna poop on the movie a lot, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would have pooped on it slightly less if we had seen it in better quality.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy the way we watched it because it was free, and that movie was not worth paying for.
No.
Especially for you because you'd already paid for it.
I already saw it.
And drove and suffered.
Yeah, and you were like, dude, was there a post-credit scene? And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, what happens? I was like, I think it's something like,
The credits rolled.
yeah,
and I
something
left.
like, it's like, you don't know? I was like, no, I was out of there. I looked it up, too. I was like, oh, there's a post-credit scene? I'm good.
I don't care. I hope it doesn't set up a sequel because I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's not making a lot of money, but very good reviews, 78% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Honestly, you have always been a big supporter of Rotten Tomatoes, and I've always thought they were legitimate. I don't ever check their ratings out of laziness, but I've always felt like they're a legitimate source. After everything you've been telling me lately on Harley Quinn and Sonic, I cannot trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore.
No, I just feel like putting it out there just because it's like a good census as a like who likes this shit, like does more people like it than not? That's basically all I'm saying.
No, it's part of the Google search now, so people rely on it, people use it, but
It's in every trailer now.
yeah, no,
every
you're
good
right.
trailer.
Good trailer, yeah. So yeah, but I can't trust it anymore.
Honestly, dude, like it's
I think they're just going with whatever is popular at the time. Whatever movie drops that week has a popular Rotten Tomato score, and we're at a time of the year where nothing good is dropping, so some of these movies are lasting like a month,
true.
and they all suck.
Yeah, they're pretty. This is a pretty rough period of time right now. And I didn't see The Gentleman, but I've heard that's decent.
Gentleman was good.
Yeah.
Gentleman was good. Because I don't count 1917 since
No.
I don't because 1917 is a better movie, I guess. But I think Gentleman's probably the movie I've enjoyed the most in 2020 so far.
Yeah, and I just wish honestly they would release movies. Either release them in 2019 or don't. You know what I mean? Like, don't release it for 4 days and then come out for real in January. You know what I mean? Just release the damn movie or don't.
What does that do for them besides get them in the Oscars? Like, why
That's
not?
it. That's the only reason they do it.
But why not just leave it out once you've put it out?
I don't know. Maybe they'll make more money in January because it's not as crowded.
Maybe.
That's all I got. That's all I got for you. Even though the Oscars aren't until February anyway, which doesn't even make sense still. Anyway, yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, it's a whole ordeal. But anyway, back to the movie. Spoilers, I guess. There's really nothing to spoil in the movie. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was a rough movie to watch. Like, I think Sonic made me appreciate it a little bit more because I really didn't like Sonic. But
I think this movie made me appreciate Sonic more.
Really? Wow. What do you got? What do you got for notes?
No, go
Taking
ahead.
notes.
Keep going.
I don't know, dude. It's just I want to be more positive before we just rip it an asshole. So let me think of the things that are positive. Most of the action is really good. Most of the action's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Less cuts, and they had the director from John Wick come in and help like film it. Makes a lot of sense now that I'm thinking on it because.
Because the
It looks
action
like
really
it.
was good.
Yeah, the action was great.
I think our biggest beef with the action was the fact that every now and then a henchman would get like a simple takedown and then they would be useless for the rest of the scene. And it's like, that guy's not knocked out or dead.
And it really doesn't work when there's a slow motion like water fight prison cell sequence. And I can clearly see that his head is not the thing that's hitting the ground, but he's getting knocked out. You know what I mean? Like his head's hitting the ground, but it's not the first thing.
Right.
Like she takes him down and his whole body topples over and it just sort of looks like she tackles him,
Yeah.
People don't get knocked out in football every single play, That'd be insane. But yeah, the action was good. I think I think the villain is good. I think he's good. And Black Mask and Zaz were good. I needed more of them, honestly, a little bit more of them. And I feel like they were... It's almost a waste. Them and Margot Robbie is like, I guess, Margot Robbie the actor and then Black Mask and Zaz the characters are a waste in the movie because I feel like they're way better than the rest of the movie.
Right.
Her acting is way better. She's just a better actress than
all of them.
Yeah, than all of them. and then they both kill it, and I think their villains are like interesting and have some dynamic to it. And I honestly had more. There was more attention from me, like watching him interrogate that girl on top of the table. You know, telling her to take her dress off or whatever because he didn't like the fact that she was laughing randomly. You know, that was he was like, wow, this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that more than most of the rest of the movie. So I enjoyed those things, and I guess they do a decent job of setting up the characters, the other women in the Birds of Prey. They do a decent job setting them up, but it's also at the cost of the movie because they have to constantly go back and tell the backstory of all these people. And some of the backstory is good, some of it I'm just tell me immediately. I want to hear you. I want to hear the story from the beginning if we're gonna do it back and forth.
Yep.
I think the flashback with the Huntress chick was probably warranted, but everyone else's flashback to the beginning makes. I just wish we hadn't had done it. It just feels to me as though we had the movie wasn't interesting enough, filming it traditionally, so we had to chop it up and piece it back together here and there to make it more or less of a straight story, a straight shot story, because the story is very just generic
right down
and
the middle.
One line could describe it. They need to get a diamond so they can have a lot of money.
Yep.
And everybody's after it.
Right.
That's it. That's the whole story.
So now that's the thing, because you've brought this up. The IGN guy brought it up. The story is ridiculously simple, straight down the middle. But we both agree that we didn't care for the flashback for the most part. To me, it slowed down the story and made it less interesting. So would the movie have been better had they just told it beginning to end like they should have, or beginning to end in order of how it happened? You think it would have been better?
I would have enjoyed it more. And then the only
And they
flashback...
could have embraced other things.
Yeah, and then the only flashback could have been just... Huntress, because that all comes to a pass at the end of the movie. And she has the best backstory, in my opinion. And it's just, I don't know.
And that was the other thing, too, is once we got to know her, I thought she was weird as fuck. I thought she was really weird to the point where, like, I didn't enjoy it.
It's too awkward. She was too
There
awkward.
you go, exactly. That's the word. She was too awkward, and then I thought Black Mask and Zaz... Holy cow. We're watching the Sports Center Top 10, and this guy just got laid
One
out.
punch.
Oh, God.
That's Ian McGregor right there.
What?
I don't know.
So, yeah, because that's who I was talking about. So, anyway, Black Mask and Zaz. I also thought whenever they got more screen time, they were so weird to the point to where I didn't enjoy it. Like, I didn't understand them.
Too much for you.
It was a little too much. I was like, guys that cut off faces also talk and act like this. Like, they just, a lot of their, and I feel like a lot of times too, the reason why I felt that way is because they were trying to like make those guys funny for a moment or maybe have some kind of banter. But whatever it was, I was like, 10 minutes ago, that guy just literally cut someone's face off. And now he's like complaining about shower water and and like trying to make a fart joke. Like, I was just like, none of it felt right. I thought the character development, as always, in every movie I've ever complained about, was not good.
Was weak, yeah.
And I think the IGN guy said it too. Like, if they would have just told the story beginning to end, to me the pacing would have been better. It would have been more. It just would have been better paced. It wouldn't have felt as slow for a short movie.
It did feel slow for such a short film.
And they could have developed some characters and still had great action because they did have great action.
Yeah, they did.
So
the one action thing that I didn't like really was her with the bazooka gun, the grenade launcher.
yeah,
That shot
shooting
rocks.
beanbags
And knocks them out for the rest of the movie. I guess she gets a perfect shot, and then she shoots like a confetti one, which I don't really understand what that does. You're in a police station. I figure everyone's got a gun, and just
nobody gets hurt.
nobody's. Yeah, there's definitely some hit or miss stuff with the action too, but like for the most part, the action's pretty solid, which is nice because I guess the only other movie we've seen her in is Suicide Squad, and that was pretty weak action overall, honestly.
And she is a good actress, but honestly, I don't know if it's just the lines they gave her, the character. I don't know, but honestly, I was very turned off by her in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm less convinced that she's the saving grace. Maybe it's just the accent. I
don't
got
care for the
very
accent.
I got very tired of her voice and just just the trendy shit that she says and the girly girl stuff.
Going
and,
after the sandwich.
Yeah, the sandwich.
Movie has time for this. You said it, and I was. Yeah, the movie has time for us to talk about a sandwich.
About a greasy egg sandwich with 6-month expired cheese, according to her. That's the greatest thing ever. For her to drop in the street when she gets busted, and then at the end of the movie she gets it. Like, that's not even a win for the fan. Like, we don't care about the egg sandwich. That does nothing to the story. It does nothing for us. Literally, the only thing it does something is for her if it was real life.
Yeah,
If it was real life, then yes, that person being her would care about that egg sandwich.
I'm more upset that
Nobody else cares.
That's 5 minutes out of this movie we could have saved
Could have
and
saved.
used for something else.
Or not had. Got me out of the theater quicker.
Yeah, I guess so. If we had gone to the theater,
Right.
but yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know. The monologue was super long, and then I guess
I didn't like I didn't like her narration.
yeah, it was a lot. It was just too much.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this, I guess, after the movie. You were like, it's kind of weird that Batman's not in this. You know, it's a little bit weird that. To me, it's weird there's no Batman. It's weird that they just talk about the Joker a lot and they don't have him in the movie. Because to me, it just put him in the movie then, or don't have him be such a huge part of it, or
Don't reference him, or
Yeah.
reference that he's out of town.
Something.
Because the amount that they referenced him and all the shit that was going down in this movie, he would make an appearance.
Yeah.
How would he not make an appearance?
Exactly, because they hate Jared Leto. That's why.
Yes.
That's why he's not.
And I mean, to me, like, it's not that the movie needs Batman. It's just, to me, it's the DC universe is not good without Batman.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, these movies that they're making without Batman would be way better if they had Batman.
Yeah, I agree.
All of them.
Yeah, I mean, he was the best part about Suicide Squad.
Exactly my thoughts.
He was though.
He was. He had that
Yeah.
whole scene. He talked to Will Smith.
No, I agree. It's just weird when they talk about it so much. And then it reminds me. I'm like, wow, I'm watching a movie about a character of a spinoff of a spinoff of a character.
Right.
Because it's not Batman's villain; it's Batman's villain's partner,
Right.
and she's the main character in this
Right.
movie. And then she has her sidekicks, kind of,
Yeah.
which is weird.
It is
but,
weird.
Go.
That's
woke,
what I
go
meant.
broke.
It's not as interesting without Batman because we're so used to these people fighting Batman. And now they're fighting people we don't really know. So it's like, is that really interesting? Because we barely know them. And DC doesn't develop any of these characters, so it's not like I get to know them any better. So, like, I don't know who the good guys are. I don't know who the bad guys are. All I know is I don't care about any of them, and none of them are that good at acting. But
What about the music choice in this movie? What did you think about the music
didn't
choice?
even notice it.
Really?
I really didn't.
Nothing.
I mean, it was probably trendy and generic if I had to guess.
It was actually.
Did they have "Eat a Bag of Dicks" in it or whatever?
Oh, dude, they should have had that.
They should have.
Were you telling me that song is in both Good Boys and oh my god,
Good Boys
That's
and
insane.
Booksmart. Also, let's go ahead and take a moment to appreciate the fact that we saw Sonic and Birds of Prey in back-to-back days, and both movies had just blatant Olive Garden references.
Yeah, dude, that was insane. I honestly completely forgot about it the first time, and then we watched it back-to-back days, Olive Garden references.
I knew you forgot about it too because whenever I was like reviewing my notes with you after we watched the movie, you're like, "There's something missing," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then like in my truck later, I was like, "Olive Garden!"
Of
Like,
course.
that's what's missing.
When do they reference it in Birds of Prey?
Like at the beginning, she's like,
That's
"Some
right.
people have their loved ones, some people have I don't know, Olive Garden."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Like, where did that come from?
This mega corporation's taken over Hollywood.
They must be, dude. I think Olive Garden is maybe low key going down the toilet, or they just somehow want to make more money. Either way, I don't know, but I don't like it.
What about that dance number when she gets hit in the head? Wasn't that weird?
I don't even remember it. What?
Remember whenever she's getting interrogated and by Zaz and she gets like smacked in the face and all of a sudden she's like in a red dress and it's zoomed in on her and she's singing a song and does
Yeah,
the dance
didn't
number.
like that.
That was really weird, man. That was really weird.
Didn't
I
like
don't understand that. It was like an excuse just to have a weird scene in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know.
I thought the whole movie was weird because I thought that it like it walked a perfect line of trying to be realistic and absolutely ridiculous and like in another universe. But it's like you can't have both.
No.
Like you either be realistic or you be in a different universe. I mean, to me they were going back and forth to where I could not enjoy it because I was like, what world are we in? Because they're drinking and eating brunch like it's trendy, and then they're fucking fighting and committing excessive crime to no regard. Like literally, she partners up with a fucking cop after blowing up a gas station or blowing up
A chemical plant.
A chemical plant, and the cop's like, "Yeah, no, I'll help you." Like what? No. Even if she is suspended, I don't give a shit. Like no good cop is gonna be like, "Yeah, let me partner up with you." Like I didn't like. You either go one way or the other. That's what I love about the Dark Knight series is because they're just so realistic. And then like the Avengers movies
Ridiculous.
are definitely from another world, but they actually put it into the real world too. But they make it work somehow. But it's mostly ridiculous.
It's a hard line to, I guess.
It is a
tiptoe,
hard line,
but
and to me they did not toe it well. And I thought the cussing was uncomfortably excessive.
you said there was a lot of cussing, and we watched The Departed like probably once a year. Like we love that movie.
Dude, I have no problem with cussing. I cuss all the time. But
Yeah.
their cussing to me came off excessive, unnatural, unnecessary. Like they would just they would just cuss at each other just to cuss. Like it didn't even make sense. And it wasn't funny or good.
Like someone at the last second was saying, "We need to make this rated R."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Just throw in
Let's-
some F-bombs here and there.
Like in The Departed, like The Departed and Wolf of Wall Street and all those movies are good examples of excessive cussing paying off. Like in The Departed, their excessive cussing is funny.
Yeah.
Or
And they're mad.
or intimidating or genuine. Like all of those things are happening
Just flows nice.
when they're excessively cussing. When these guys in Harley Quinn are excessively cussing,
It's
it's
just
not good.
whatever. Yeah.
It comes off cheesy. It comes off forced. It literally comes off like an 8th grader learning all the cuss words for the first time
And just wearing them
and just
out.
running through them. And that goes for every single character in that movie. But to me, the person who was the worst at it was the little Asian girl. They did not need to make her cuss. That came off so poorly. And I didn't like her to begin with. I didn't like her the whole movie.
Really? Why?
Annoying, fat, like just bad, like just everything.
Doesn't respond to my advances?
Yeah, doesn't refill the ice trays. Really sick shit. Hides the TV remote. No, like she was just big and ugly and annoying and like provided. Like her cussing was terrible. Her acting was terrible. Her character wasn't cool. She probably should have gotten shot in Crossfire immediately. Or,
There was a lot of stormtrooper aim in this movie.
oh, excessive.
They're in the
literally the people without guns won every battle.
Yeah. There was when they're in that locker area behind the prison cells, and there's 3 guys with guns, and they're facing them directly, and they say, "All right, let's get them," and they start shooting, and they're able to run and duck and cover behind some stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then she's able to hide behind the cocaine and run across the room and not get hit again.
And that was another thing. That scene was very interesting to me. Her getting like spontaneously high off cocaine. I don't know how I feel about that.
Nothing came of it either. It didn't make us go into a trippy situation.
No, I mean no. Her reaction was justified. You get jacked up and you have a lot of confidence and you, I guess, get aggressive. Like she's not gonna trip, but like, I don't know. It was really weird.
It's weird for a comic book character to do cocaine.
Cocaine. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that is weird. Honestly.
Yeah,
I never
it's
thought
just-
about that.
Yeah, it just. I mean, I've watched endless movies and TV shows where people do cocaine. I've never had a problem with it, but for some reason in that movie, it just did not feel right at all. And it didn't make it better. Like I didn't view it as a good thing. I don't know if it's bad. It doesn't have to be bad, but for me personally, I didn't enjoy it.
In my notes, I just put no one uses gun correctly. That's
Accurate.
all I put.
Exactly accurate.
I don't know. The funhouse area was kind of fun. There was some fun takedowns there where they're using the giant hands, and they're slapping them back on the guys. Too many crotch shots in the movie.
Yeah, we talked about that.
It's just a little. I mean, every
Like,
good
why
action
does
scene-
women empowerment have to include us getting our groins hurt?
because it feels good.
For them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for everyone.
But again, women can have empowerment and they can have rights and they can have everything they ever want without
Well,
me having to get kicked in the groin.
yeah, that's true.
Or with anybody else. I mean, there was an excessive amount of groin shots. Luckily, no nunchucks, though, right? No nunchucks and groins in this movie?
No, that was just Sonic.
Just Sonic.
Because you banned it, remember? No more. You're banning nunchucks.
I mean, dude, like, seriously.
How many times are we going to see someone
How many
pretend to
times?
use it and get hit in the nuts?
I think Beverly Hills Ninja was the only time it was funny. And then everybody after that's a fucking hack.
That was like 25 years ago.
And he probably wasn't even the first person to do it. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. But still, somebody else probably did it before him.
Yeah.
And if they didn't, then kudos to him and everybody after that's a hack. But, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. But when they were in the funhouse, like, it was cool to see. I guess it was just nice to see an action sequence not in a gray room. You know what I mean? Which I feel like a lot of movies do, where it's just. I mean, I guess the action itself should be interesting, and that should be really all we're focused on. But a lot of movies do rooms where they all look very just boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the chick stabbing that one dude on the slide. Everything I enjoyed was like, yeah, but, you know, like I enjoyed that, but there was like the groin stuff. And I just, the weird jokes that were made with the awkwardness and just the timing and, you know, never call someone a bitch or whatever. And then like she hands them the stick of dynamite and then she throws the dynamite and kills the person in the car. And then just,
I don't even remember that.
it was in the trailer too, but it was just whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'll say this: the movie is better than the trailers. I thought this movie looked like one of the worst movies I would have ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's
Movie's better than the
now.
trailers.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and answer the burning question. Is it better than Suicide Squad?
Oh, dude. For me, no, it is not.
Wow.
Because there are scenes, like complete scenes in Suicide Squad that I like.
Like?
One's with Joker and Harley. There's probably 10 minutes total of that, and that's
and that
it.
10 minutes is better than...
And Batman, too. When Batman's in the movie, too.
He talks to Will Smith for 5 seconds.
That's all. That's what I like, yeah. And I like him getting Harley out of the ocean and punching her in the face.
All
That was
right.
good, too.
Okay. I guess I'll have to go back and watch that movie. We still need to go back and watch that
we-
movie. Okay, so for now, I'm going to say I like Birds better than Suicide Squad, pending further review, because I do need to re-see Suicide Squad after seeing this turd, but I don't know.
It's close. It's tough. They're both. It's a
both
lose. It's a lose situation. Sonic's better. Or Sonic is worse to me.
Then both of them.
Yeah, Sonic's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
It was awful, dude. It's just, I don't know.
I was having a good time. I don't know. I didn't hate it that much.
I was having a good time too, but it wasn't because of the movie. It was because of your crack-wise remarks, and I couldn't get the. I was burned into my brain. The woman telling us not to go.
To see the movie.
Don't worry, no one's seeing that movie. It's just like, wow, thanks. I just bought a ticket to it, and you're telling me it's not
I
any
just
good.
gave you $11.
Yeah, what a waste. Can I just go to for free if no one's actually going to go see it?
I mean, honestly, I think maybe if they would have given him better lines, it wouldn't have been as bad. But yeah, the Sonic himself was terrible,
Yeah.
and he's supposed to be the main character. And if he's your least favorite character, then that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. What about all right, so back to Birds of Prey. What about the canary power? Where she, like, throws their voice.
Yeah, I mean, very convenient, effective, useful, whatever. But I even asked you, and you didn't know either, because I figured I'd missed something or whatever. But, like, they never explained it, where it came from, how it came from. How did anybody know about it if she's never used it before? And she just did it. Like, and we're like, what? And it was just at a time when they needed it, too. It was way too convenient.
Yeah, it was very convenient.
And Harley, like, acted like she knew about the whole. I'm like, yeah, just do that shit. And it's like, how did you know, though? And, like, we've never seen it.
They made Cosmos, and they got Margs and tacos. Remember at the end of the movie when they beat the bad guy and she said, tacos? And
Hated
then
that.
And then they got tacos.
Hated that.
Then they
Hated
made a
that.
poop joke.
Yes. And then they made a poop joke. Like, seriously, why don't they just be like, let's go make TikToks? Like, let's play with fidget spinners. What's trendy right now?
You don't have a TikTok?
No, God, no.
You never have a TikTok?
No, but the Rockets have one.
Do they really?
Yeah. posting premium content. But anyway, I mean, the trendiness of it. Tacos? Like, tacos
Obsessed with breakfast sandwich, hungover.
Yes. Yes, the obsession with excessive drinking, breakfast, tacos, margs.
Getting over your ex.
Yes.
Being independent on your own.
See, to me, I feel like they were... I don't know how women feel about this movie, especially women that aren't comic book fans, because I feel like they were really trying to stroke the white girl or just women in general. And I feel like most women just aren't that into these movies anyway, without maybe their boyfriend. But even...
Like, what's the overlap there between girl who likes sort of a female empowerment and superhero movie? What's the overlap there?
What's the overlap? And then just how many girls in general that are kind of neutral and everything, like, that are just average moviegoers. Does this movie do it for them? Like, do these jokes do it for them? Like, does this get them into superhero movies because these jokes were made? Or, like, the girl that is forced to see all these movies with their boyfriend, does this movie do it for her? Or is it just like every other movie she's seen, she's like, yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like they were really stroking it. Like, they were really trying to get that white girl action. But, I don't know.
It is a force. I don't know. I would imagine maybe some girls would like this movie just because it's, I guess, sort of a breakup movie.
Okay.
Maybe it would appeal to you on that level, I guess. I don't know. That's the only way I could think of.
Yeah.
But that's sort of lost after the beginning. I don't know. It also bothers me that they never say why they break up. It just says they break up.
Right.
And
that's why I was jokingly telling you that they break up because Jared Leto's not good enough and they need to replace him with a new actor, but that actor's so good that he has to have his own set of movies that no one can touch, and that's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Trendy.
So let's see. I'm looking through all my notes, and I feel like I've actually touched on most of them.
So efficient.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly.
Oh, I thought their breaking of the fourth wall sucks. I didn't enjoy any of their breaking of the fourth wall, and I found it to be very pointless.
Okay.
That point is complete.
When do they break the fourth wall?
They do it.
Just her narration?
Yeah, no, and they do it a time or two because I was like, that's breaking of the fourth wall, and I don't like it. And the IGN guy mentioned it too, but I can't remember the minor details.
They compared it to Deadpool and Guardians.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, the only difference is those movies are good.
Okay.
This movie tries to be good.
Okay.
It's not, interesting point. I
Interesting.
mean, granted, I'm not crazy about Guardians 2, and I'm not crazy about...
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2, yeah. Both sequels disappointed me.
Imagine that. A sequel disappointed you.
Hey, it can be done.
Rush Hour 2.
Naked Gun 2, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, all great sequels.
Naked Gun 3.
Boom. All great sequels.
Fantastic idea.
In-game.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Iron Man 2 sucks, though.
I was like, maybe not.
Maybe
Winter
not.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier, boom. Another fan. Dark Knight, greatest sequel of all time.
Godfather 2.
Great sequel. Oscar, Jerry. Oscar.
You could be dating an Oscar winner. Me. I'm busting. Too bad you're married. Well.
Home Alone 2. Boom.
Oh, yeah. Lost in New York. Of course. The classic. When's the last time you watched that?
This past Christmas.
Oh, really nice.
Always. So, plenty of examples.
What about the grenade killing and exploding Black Mask?
Super
at the
quick.
end? Yeah.
Super quick way to kill the villain.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, wrap this shit up, right?
Whatever gets me out of here faster.
Yeah, no, I just didn't really see it coming. I don't know if I appreciate it, but it did feel very quick, considering how messed up he was and how much. That's what kind of trips me out. Is like how much ass kicking they'll do in the movie,
yeah.
But then like the villain just like dies immediately. Like this villain is so untouchable, and he's so crazy and badass, and he's cutting off people's faces, but we never really saw him fight anybody. And they didn't fight him either. They just like tricked him into a grenade and he died. I don't like that. I want y'all to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like playing a video game and you get to the boss And instead of fighting the boss, it's a cutscene and you defeat the boss
A
immediately.
quick time event.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that enjoyable?
Not really.
No, it's not.
It sucks.
Sucks. That's what I think of that.
Excellent points.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I like the way they killed him. I don't know.
I mean, the death was cool.
The death was cool. It was a little anticlimactic.
Very.
I don't know. Honestly, like, as another compliment I'll give this movie is I don't think it's really as forced down your throat, like women are powerful, as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I would say that. That's also a positive.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the trailers, I'm like, great, so we're going to kick the shit out of guys for an hour and a half, and we're going to talk about how much better women are than men or something.
Yeah.
And all of our problems are because of men.
See, that's the thing, though. I mean, we just criticized it earlier for, like, or at least I did. I don't know. Yeah. Like, there was a lot of women empowerment and, like, women jokes, but you are right. They didn't, like, man hate.
It wasn't the worst I've ever...
It wasn't the worst or most forced.
Or even I would say even really bad, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't bother... Because I've seen such bad examples of it. I've seen such forced examples of them trying to throw women... And you just can't force things like that.
Yeah.
Go woke, go broke.
I hope that's your hashtag for all of 2020.
That's all I'm going to say, dude. It's all
For
I'm
the
gonna
rest
say.
of your life.
No one uses a gun correctly. Just wanted to read that one again. Really bothered me.
Make sure you touch
I should have written it down twice. I talked about a weird dance number. What about the roller skating car chase part? Where she was holding onto the side of the car and you were very very animated.
So many CinemaSins moments in this movie, but yeah, definitely she's roller skating off of a motorcycle, which I mean ridiculous, and she's like, propel me, like shoot me forward, and it's like okay, and the only way she can do that is by crashing. So like the motorcycle chick crashes to throw Harley Quinn forward. And she's like grabbing onto an old school car that has nothing to grab onto. She's literally, it's all smooth. She's literally just have her palms on the trunk. The car would be gone. And she would be there skating like a jackass. But no, the movie is like, oh no, she's like totally holding on and like keeping pace. And then she scales the car to get to like the passenger windows and shit. Again, holding on to nothing. How is she moving forward if she has nothing to grip? The car would continue to go forward, and she would slowly slow down with her stupid skates.
And people are shooting.
No,
And they're missing.
Well, they don't know how to shoot. The guns don't work. Remember, you talked about this.
I did.
Yes.
Only one bullet hits one person, and they're wearing a bulletproof vest, and they're fine.
And it hits the least important character.
The cop who lets everything go.
Who had the least interesting backstory. Most annoying character
Lesbian lover
of the Birds. I mean, honestly, the actress is hot. Like she's total milf, like huge cans. But like in that movie, cheesiest backstory, least interesting, least important, least cared about. She's the one that gets shot, and she's fine.
Nobody's hurt.
Nobody's hurt. Point blank range. Yeah, and I thought so. I said the cussing was excessive, and I feel like I've already touched on this, but just to make sure I did say it. I thought the drinking was excessive. I thought they were like excessively drinking, but like just to be cool. Like they were doing it for like the viewer. Like, hey, it's cool. We drink a lot too.
They did that scene, which is in almost every movie, where there's a montage of fast forwarded time where someone's partying, getting drunk, and doing weird things.
Yep. I thought the drinking was trendy. Like there's a difference between a character being an alcoholic and you depicting that, and you just like doing something to like give a wink to the audience and be trendy.
Look, she's in a conga line and she's talking to a mannequin head and she's standing upside down and breaking people's knees and what? I mean, that's what she was doing in that montage. She was literally doing those things. She was talking to a mannequin head and being all loosey goosey and going to the bar and everything. It was
doing shots. She was doing so many shots.
But I can drink more than you can.
Really good to know you fucking can. Let's do shots. Let's do 10.
Oh, man. Good stuff. So, I don't know. That's all I really... I feel like I've dumped on it a good amount. I don't know. Do you have anything else to dump on it?
Yeah. These...
I know you wouldn't disappoint.
Just again, these characters aren't strong enough to stand without Batman, and if they are, they're not doing a good job of it. Let's see. The movie had way too many times where I was like, movie has time for this. Prime example is Egg Sandwich. I wish I had another example. There's a few times where they wasted time. Maybe the shopping or something. There was like a shopping scene. I don't know.
Were you even watching it?
I missed most of it. I was so focused on the gambling ad. I'm like hooked on gambling now.
Well, there was, yeah, exactly. There was that scene. There was when Black Canary went and visited the Asian girl, and they bonded and talked to each other on the staircase. That really didn't add up to anything. The cop was also drinking in her room. Didn't really add up to anything.
Final note, I thought the chicks like fist bumping and bonding and like them coming together, like even if it's supposed to be awkward because they don't all know how to interact with each other,
they're weird or they're.
It was so awkward and weird to the point where I couldn't stand to look at it. Like it was cringeworthy. It was worse than Paul Rudd and I Love You Man, and that's like humorous at least. Like this was not humorous. This was just like, can y'all just fucking like chicks don't fist bump. Yeah. Like if chicks fist bump, like they're either part of like a dude group or they're doing it sarcastically. Like I don't know how often I've ever seen a girl fist bump another girl and both of them genuinely be like, yeah, like fist bump. Like it just doesn't happen.
I agree. That is a weird thing. I would not have thought to point out.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Point out the little things about
the little things. Yeah. I mean, again, not that chicks can't fist bump. It's just like if it's not what they do, like don't do it. Like it wasn't cool. It was not funny.
But they had their margs and their
tacos. Oh my god! There's an umbrella in the margarita. It's tropical. So yeah, their bonding sucked, and just to cap off, their cussing did not empower them, and even the men's cussing was not good in this movie. And that's the thing too, is I thought Suicide Squad was too cheesy. With like their lack of, I guess, like cussing and badassness, because like there was times where you're like, he's like, yo, this is, instead of being like the shit, he's like, yo, this is like the bee's knees. And it's like that sounds really lame. Like that's the problem I had with that movie. But this movie was like, yo, this is the fucking fuck shit fuck bitch, and it's like that doesn't sound good. So yeah, it's again a fine line. I feel like Suicide Squad was too cheesy. And this movie was way too aggressive to a fault. Like, it did not benefit from all of that cussing. Like, they would have been better off being cheesy because the movie was already ridiculous, like, with all the shit, like, just the way, the universe that they're in, the way people act, the villains.
The amount of times people who are important are thrown from vehicles that are moving fast and hit the ground super hard and are fine.
Bounce up, yeah.
Versus the people that aren't important who hit the ground lazily and are just dead for the rest of the movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah. When you rank it, what are you giving it?
So I said for now, better than Suicide Squad. On the scale, though. On the scale. I don't know. What do you give it?
Garbaggio.
You gave it Garbaggio?
Garbaggio.
I want to give... after we watched it yesterday, I was like, oh, yeah, definitely Garbaggio. And the more I talked about it, I was like, well. Like that IGN review almost swayed me. I was like, maybe it's low-key Garbo.
Maybe this isn't shit. Maybe it's just really bad.
Yeah. It's just like kind of bad. Like it's
Call me a softie, but it's bad. Not terrible.
I mean, yeah, I'm just going to give it Garbaggio based on the fact that it didn't exceed my expectations. Even though I tried to make them really low, I'll probably never watch it again, or at least not willingly.
I'm telling you, it was brutal watching it a second time.
I don't doubt it. Bless you. Not all heroes wear capes. That's trending. But yeah, I guess Garbaggio is what I'll give it because it just, does nothing for me.
So 2 Garbaggios to start the year out. We're on fire so far.
Well,
nowhere to go but up.
This is exactly, and this is to be expected.
This is gonna be the Winnie the Pooh effect, is what I'm calling it, because we watched like Angel Has Fallen, other crap, I don't know, other movies that sucked balls, and then I watched that Christopher Robin movie. I was like, man, this is pretty good.
It's pretty good,
and it's probably a decent movie, but it's like I enjoyed it way too much for not being that great of a movie.
Right. Because they probably told a story and developed a character.
Yeah, because it was something and not nothing.
And Ian McGregor.
Again, yes.
that movie.
Actually, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Now the real question is: are we going to see Call of the Wild?
Probably not.
Are you going to see The Invisible Man? Because I don't really want to see it, but I guess I will if I have to.
I don't know, dude. I mean, see what you want to see. I don't think I'm going to be forced to see that movie if I
It's
see
a
it.
horror mystery sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm going to see it if I'm forced to see it.
It's got decent ratings.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a decent movie. It's got a pretty good premise that I don't think is that generic, which is usually horror movies' problem is, oh, it's a slasher guy or it's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This one's invisible.
Great.
Are we going to see Onward?
Probably.
We should.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's going to be the movie we're going to be like, that was like low-key good.
Exactly. We're going to be... Dude, it was Fuego. It could not have been not Fuego.
Yeah, or it's going to suck dick and we'll poop on it. But
Then we're going to be really in trouble. If we start out the year with 3 Garbagios, like the next movie would just...
what about The Way Back with Ben Affleck? Comes out the same day as Onward.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that
I
too,
do too,
honestly.
yeah. All right, so we're going to see at least those 2 movies.
I know my movie that I'm most hyped for is A Quiet Place Part 2. That's most recent.
When's it coming out?
April, or is it March 20th? It's March 20th. I think it's March 20th.
A lot of movies come out March 6th, and most of them look bad.
I'm down.
Like, honestly, an insane amount. What about Bloodshot with Vin Diesel?
Yeah, I think we should see that.
What about My Spy with Dave Bautista?
I think we should also see that.
God, they're going to be so bad.
Exactly, dude. We're going 5 for 5 Garbaggio.
That's the thing, though. If we see all these bad movies back to back, we're going to have to, like, start going to the cheaper theater. Because
Yeah, they're not going to be worth it.
$11 a ticket for bad movies. Yeah, March 20th is Quiet Place Part 2.
You talking about the Tom? Or the premiere?
Either the premiere or Cinemark Cypress.
Cinemark cheaper?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Especially if we ever see daytime showings, you can get it for like $5.
Well, that's the move we got to make.
Yes. I don't know what Regal's daytime showings are. What about Mulan?
Yeah, I'll probably have to see that too.
Cool.
A lot of movies to be seen. Not a lot of them looking good.
Yes.
Not a lot of them. Whatever. We got a good basketball game tonight, at least. Can't have good basketball and good movies, I guess.
No, you can't have both.
Too much to ask.
Great basketball, though. And some movies coming up. Hopefully they're decent.
Or at least low-key Garbo.
Yes.
Just any sort of improvement. What do you got? You got anything else?
No. I was going to ask you something about the movies, though, coming out.
Are they going to be good?
No.
Is there actors in them?
No, there's no actors.
Are they fluid?
No, they're not fluid.
Are they woke?
Not woke.
Are they going broke?
Broke joke? What other movies are out right now that we're not going to see?
None, dude. We've already been through this. Oh,
What
yeah,
about-
that one with...
What about Impractical Jokers, the movie?
I don't want to see that. I barely want to watch that show when it's easily accessible on TV.
Still need to watch Parasite and Downhill. It'd be
Yeah.
sweet if we could watch those movies for free.
We'll figure it out. I think we can get it figured out.
You said something about like 2 straight movies, Garbaggio.
I just said we're starting out the year with 5 Garbagios. We'll go 5 for 5. Well,
Probably.
nothing but, dude.
I mean, that makes for good content.
It does, honestly, but it's just such a suffer. It's sometimes really suffering through a movie.
That's why we have to watch them together.
Yeah, so we can get something out of it
Right.
in the theater. Because watching
Right.
it separate, watching a bad movie by yourself is maybe one of the worst things ever. It's just like, this is a waste of time. I hate this. There's no one to talk to like about it.
Yep.
I mean, I almost want to get out of my seat, go to the nearest person, and be like, dude, this sucks balls, right? He's like, dude, I'm trying to get some over here. What are you doing?
We're just trying to.
Dude, someone tell me it sucks, and I'll leave me alone.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on Birds of Game or Prey?
Whoa.
Whoa! How homophobic of me?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, whatever.
No.
It's whatever. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still pretty bad.
Yeah, I thought the excessive use of the word bird actually got a little annoying.
Oh, dude, they talked about rats a lot.
Yeah,
Remember?
they talked about birds and rats extensively. Excuse me. in excess. But yeah, it was not good in that regard either.
I agree. All right, you ready?
Yep. Back-to-back Garbagios. You're welcome. For Reagan, I'm Ryan. Have a great night.
What, we some kind of suicide squad?